Hello, everyone. I'm Sign1News anchor Vanessa Paloma Bajarmic. I am here in Sicily now. Here's a quick look at the top trending international news stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment about this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. In Pakistan, floodwaters have wiped out entire villages. And now the World Health Organization says 6.4 million people are in dire need of humanitarian aid. Authorities say more than 1,200 people, including more than 400 children, have been killed across Pakistan during the flooding. Nearly 5,000 people have been injured. These are before and after satellite images of the region. It shows the massive extent of the floodwaters. The floodwaters, shown in the color blue, reveal the worst flooding in years. The WHO has given Pakistan its most severe emergency rating and is releasing $10 million to treat the injured, bring in supplies, and prevent the spread of diseases. Former Soviet Union President Mikhail Gorbachev died this week at the age of 91. Doctors say Gorbachev died after a severe and prolonged illness. Gorbachev became the leader of the Soviet Union in 1985 and served until the Soviet Union was dissolved in 1991. During that time, he became well known for his policies that ushered in an era of reform and openness. He was also president when the Berlin Wall was torn down in 1991. Many people in Russia blame him for allowing the Soviet Union to collapse, exposing millions of people to hardship and humiliation. But in the West, he was revered and celebrated as a great statesman and Nobel Peace Prize winner who helped end the Cold War peacefully. The family has not yet set a date for his funeral. "21 million people have now been confined to their homes in Chengdu, China, after 900 new COVID cases have been reported in the past week. This is China's largest citywide lockdown since Shanghai's lockdown ended in June. China has a zero COVID policy. People are being asked to stay at home, except for going out to take the COVID test. Only one person in each household with a negative COVID test result can get groceries once a day. All businesses are closed, with the exception of essential services like supermarkets, hospitals, and pharmacies. On Friday, Pope Francis sent a telegram to Argentina's Vice President, Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner, following a failed assassination attempt on her life. Pope Francis wrote that he heard the distressing news of the attack and expressed his solidarity. He also prayed for social harmony and respect for democratic values to always prevail in Argentina. Argentina's president, Alberto Fernandez, said the gun aimed at his wife, Kirchner, was loaded with 5 bullets. On Thursday evening, a suspect was taken into custody by Argentina's federal police. The chairman of Russian oil and gas company Lukoil died after falling out of the window of a hospital in Moscow. A statement from his company said he passed away after a severe illness. But there are suspicions about his cause of death. Lukoil made headlines in March when it called for, Lukoil made headlines in March when it called for the soonest termination of the armed conflict in Ukraine. Law enforcement sources in Russia say he most likely committed suicide. At least 5 prominent Russian businessmen have died by suicide since late January. Queen Elizabeth II will not be traveling to London to receive outgoing and incoming British Prime Ministers next week. Instead, she will receive outgoing Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Tuesday, September 6th, at Balmoral. That will be followed by a ceremony with the new Prime Minister. The new Prime Minister will be announced on Monday, September 5th. Johnson stepped down in July after scandals rocked the government and led to several resignations. This is the first time a prime minister has resigned during the Queen's 70 years on the throne. Wednesday was the 25-year anniversary of the death of Princess Diana. Several people in Paris flocked to the spot where she died. She died near a tunnel near the Seine River. People left flowers, pictures, and messages in her honor. Princess Diana was riding in a car with her boyfriend, Dodi Al-Fayed, in Paris as the paparazzi chased them on August 31st, 1997. Princess Diana was just 36 years old. Sign1News will be broadcasting international news updates every Sunday. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. And you can also watch on Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku.